I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I got this warthog thing going on right now in my head, and I'm thinking about a pepper more than I have in the past. So I got 4 warthogs here. I've got a yellow one. I've got a purple to red. You can see the difference in the color, so there's definitely a darker. And I got 2 regular warthog phenotype 2s. I've been thinking, here's the deal about these warthogs. I have had some. They've all been hot. There's none that have been mild. They've all been hot, but a couple have been surreal, just like bizarre, that almost doesn't make sense. And I'm trying to make sense of this. It's just, I don't know. It's like really made me rethink the game completely. It's just, there are certain pods you just look at, you can like, wow, this pod's gonna be hot, bumpy, like an RB003. You just look at it and you're like, oh, this is gonna be brutal. But then you get these warthogs, and they look relatively mellow. They look relatively harmless. And the one in particular, I can't shake that. It's like an experience that you've had that you just can't seem to shake. I keep thinking about it. When I tell you that I don't watch my own videos, I'm being serious. The only time I watch videos on my channel, it's when it's a video with somebody else in it. And the reason I'm watching it is because of that somebody else who's in it. And now I'm trying to see in me, like, where did I lose it? Where did it? It's just a very unique experience. It's, peppers, you experience them on a daily basis. And then one day you get a pepper that makes you rethink things. That's very weird. It wouldn't be weird if I'd only eaten 10 peppers in my lifetime. But when I've eaten thousands and thousands, to have a pepper that just seems odd, I don't know, it's not so much just a fascination. I'm just taking pictures for the gram people. It's just bizarre. It's making me wonder, like, what's really going on with these. But I do know this, like, regardless of how you cut it, that a couple, like that one in particular, I know I'm beating a dead horse, and I'm sorry about this, but like the game has changed for me. Like that one in particular, I had somebody say yesterday, you should try reversing it. I'm like, I did. They didn't see that I had done that already. And I reversed them. In other words, I ate the chocolate primatale first, then the warthog, and then I reversed it. And there's something about that pepper. And that one in particular, though, was the most bizarre thing from a pepper. Again, if I'd only eaten 10, that wouldn't have been bizarre. I would have said, hey, I got a hot one. You want to eat thousands of them, then you have one experience that is so different. And it really does have a strange burn. It peaks and then stays there. And the climb is like that. It's just, and this pulsating thing that it does is just, I'm going to eat the yellow one first. The warthog, like, what in the world? Here's the yellow warthog. With the stunning Robbie vision, I'm going to show you what the insides look like. There you go. Nothing crazy. Now the warthog is a Wartrix, which is a Matthew Arthur creation, crossed with a 7-pot Primo, which is a Troy Primo creation. And this is the yellow one. I'm going to eat this one first. I'm Johnny Scoville. I'm trying to figure things out. Let's just chase the heat. Now you'll never have a yellow pod that's harder than the red pod of the same type. You know what I mean? If you have a yellow ghost and you have a red ghost, the yellow ghost is never going to be hotter than the red ghost. It's just the way it works. So that's kind of why I started with the yellow one. It was crunchy and fruity and very, very tasty. The burn of the yellow one is way more mellow. It's still a hot pepper. It's right for the throat. Like, you know, it's really funny. I was watching, who was I watching? Oh, Dean from Conjured Vapors. He was eating a pepper, and as he's talking to the camera, as soon as he puts the pepper in his mouth, he looks somewhere else. I do that too, and it's like it's like you're looking somewhere else, and you're immediately going into the diagnostics in your head. You're like, okay, where am I feeling this? Now that heat is growing. It's I'm not getting the pulsating thing from just the yellow one. On a scale from 1 to 10, it would be, for a chili head, this would be probably a 6. And up. You know, but there's different kinds of chili heads. I was just thinking about this last night too. There's the jalapeno chili head. If you're a jalapeno chili head, this is going to blow you away. If you're a ghost pepper chili head, it's still going to be pretty warm. You know what I mean? If you love green pepper, bell pepper, and that's all you love, but you're passionate about it, you're a chili head. And if that's the kind of chili head you are, this is going to be an 8 for even the yellow one. So it really depends. You know what I mean? But now the burn on the yellow one is on my tongue more than my throat. Now I'm going to go for the purple one. Let's do the purple one next. I really like the phenotype on this one. This one happens to be gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? Gorgeous little thing. You know, this was growing on a plant in Matthew's garden. He picked it and is allowing me to eat it. It's special. Look at the interior of this. Here, hold on. There you go. Beautiful interior. You know what? The aroma, I've noticed that on the Warthogs, the aroma isn't super pungent. Sometimes you cut open a pepper, it's like, whew. They haven't been, yet the burn is just absurd. So the first one stopped as far as the heat, and it's probably at, for a chili head, for like a seasoned chili head, 6 or 7 maybe. Here's the purple or red, the Warthog. So crunchy. I feel like starting a Warthog experiment, the Warthog Trials. I haven't been so fascinated in a pod in a long time. Okay, that one's hotter, much hotter. It was fruity. The tongue burn has increased a lot. Now it's going, now my throat is being burned. The first pepper really didn't burn my throat very much. So the second one was a big jump. Like, it's been a long time since look, I love peppers, but it's not like I'm sitting around playing guitar or doing whatever, and I'm just thinking about peppers. But since the Warthog, I find myself pondering this pepper. Like, what is the deal with it? It has there's some unique properties to this that are unusual. Unique and unusual, same thing. But here's the deal: the pulsating burn. It's not a one-off. It doesn't happen once in a while. It happens frequently, like almost always. Now, I didn't notice it with the yellow. I'm not even noticing it right now with the purple or red, but the burn in my throat is substantially higher. It's like a chili head would be at an 8 right now for sure. And if you're a jalapeno chili head, this is a 10, you know. Just an unusual pepper. I'm trying to sort it out in my head. Like, I need it to make sense to me. Maybe I just haven't eaten enough of them. But they're just an odd pepper. The pulsating thing is really weird. I've had it happen before. I don't recall what chilies they were. Dizzy Dragon can tell me. Dizzy Dragon, you hear me mention him a lot. Like, he's the Chase the Heat pepper historian. He has every pepper video I've ever done cataloged. Like what day, what it was, what I said it was, the burn was, what its characteristics were like. Anything unusual that happened in the video. So he would probably be able to look back through his catalog and tell you which ones pulsated. Because I have had it before, but never, like, this is a trait. Like the 7-pot Primo. It burns your throat. That's a thing. That's a thing. If you eat a 7-pot Primo, it's going to burn your throat. With the Warthog, if you eat it, it's starting to pulsate right now. Right now. Okay, it's doing this. That's weird to me. And the peak, and it stays at peak for a long time, that's unusual. I'm really contemplating this. All peppers have a personality, they do. They sneak up on you, they're more aggressive, they burn you in certain places. This is a pepper that has more special traits than others. Like the 7-pot Primo, amazing pepper. The greatest quality, if you had to attribute a characteristic to its burn quality, what is it? Burns your throat. It's a singular trait. This will get your throat, but it's going to pulsate and it's going to stay at peak for longer. This has a lot of quirky attributes to it. Now here are the regular Pheno 2 Warthogs. I have 2 of these I'm going to eat. Another trait that probably every pepper has is that if you have a bushel or a bowl of peppers, some are going to be hotter than others. I've noticed a big variation in heat in the Warthog. I haven't had any that weren't hot, but I've had some that were hot and some that were just like scramble your thoughts hot. Like that last one is climbing higher. Just a weird pepper. I don't know, I'm fascinated by it. I really am. It's just different to me. I really felt like when the chocolate Primatali came around. Like I remember the very first year, The first year, it was the hottest pot I'd eaten. But by the end of the second, third year, to me, it was the hottest pot. Okay, now the heat is really climbing now, all right? The inside of my cheeks and my throat are just on fire. It's a beautiful burn. It feels great. I know it's weird for some people to hear. I got one of those comments last night. Why do you do this? Somebody said, it was on one of the really hard challenges. And I said, dude, you don't need to be doing this to be famous. People know who you are. You can stop that. Just review pods. People will dig it. And if there weren't any cameras and there weren't any YouTube, I'd be doing this. So I'm not doing it for fame. That's not my thing. But okay, it's pulsating big time now. Like it is a throbbing burn. That's just weird to me. And it's not like it's a throbbing burn on every pepper. I just don't really notice it. It's not. It's not. This is just this has. Oh, Matthew sent me he has some more pods coming to me. He has a Warthog phenotype 1 that he grew in the middle of a jigsaw patch. So we're excited about that. Okay, it's this is hot. Play poker with me. Sit down at a poker table and play with me. I got a great poker face. I'm on fire right now. I could be holding 4 aces and you never know it. I have a good poker face, but I'm telling you right now, this is my mouth is pulsating, my throat. Now the pulsating part isn't in my throat. The pulsating part right now is on my tongue. But it's no question pulsating. It's the most bizarre thing. And it peaked a little while ago. It's still staying there at peak. It's just a weird pepper. It really is. I was thinking about that last night. Like, what other pepper has that many weird characteristics to it? Another weird thing about it, another really weird thing about it, how benign and normal does that pepper look? Like, if you look at an RB003 or Purple Gator Jigsaw or a Beast or like that chocolate brain strain I ate yesterday, you can just look at it and go, that looks like it's going to be a rough one. How deceiving looking, right? I don't know if I showed you the interior of this one. I didn't. I'm so sorry. This one has a much bigger placenta. All right. It does not have the strongest aroma. It's just weird to me. And one of the reasons I can't seem to forget about it is people keep watching that video and I keep hearing, man, I've never seen a pepper hit you like this before. So it's reinforcing in every time I see that comment, which happens every day, I start thinking, man, I really haven't. What's going on with that pepper? Like now my tongue, it's more on the front of my tongue now, which is very migratory because it started in the back and it's moving forward. And now the front of my tongue is pulsing. Weird. Just a weird pepper. Now flavor on all 4 of these were very similar with the exception of the yellow one. The yellow one was the most flavorful of the 4. It's a different pepper. So after so much time thinking about it, I think I said this yesterday. Here's what I'm settling on as far as my opinion of the Warthog. It's a hot pepper. All right. It pulses when it burns, which is weird. It's got a much longer peak, and it seems to plateau, which is weird. But when you get a rogue one, I've never had like a rogue ghost pepper. A ghost pepper is kind of just a ghost pepper. I've had a rogue jalapeno. I've had a rogue, and when I say rogue, it means out of nowhere, it's just super, super hot. I've had a rogue banana pepper. And during the filming of Super Hot, on one of the scenes, I had a rogue Fresno. And while they were all unique, like, holy mackerel, it's the hottest. The rogue, if you get a rogue Warthog, it's gonna scare you. I mean, it'll give you a panic mode. I don't go into panic mode too often. If you're ever if something bad's happening, you want me there because I'm going to stay pretty calm. You get a really, really strong, if you get a rogue Warthog, okay, now my mouth is pulsating. My ears are starting to burn. And they're really burning. I ate 4 peppers, but it's really being caused by 3 because the first one was the yellow and it wasn't nearly as hot. Now, another thing that's weird about this is a 7-pot Primo will pretty much just burn your throat and leave your mouth alone. It's weird. Excuse me. My throat's burning, my mouth is burning, the inside of my cheek are burning, so it's sort of an encompassing all over burn. I should be taking notes. This is so weird to me. This is a really weird pepper. It is a weird pepper. But you know how they made that pepper? With a 7-pot Primo. There's something about that pepper. Interesting. We had one of the questions I've had in the last week was, do I think it's the most important pepper in the 21st century? I think it's the most important pepper ever created. Ever, ever, ever. Because if there's something special about, it almost doesn't matter what pepper you mix with a 7-pot Primo, something interesting is going to come out of it. Okay, now it's peaked. It's been peaking for 5 minutes. It is not on its way down yet, and that's so weird. I remember I did a video with the amnesia pepper, and I said that if you had a pepper, let's say I have 2 different, same person, one person is going to experience this. You have a pepper that is only a 7, but it's going to go for 30 or 40 minutes. And then you have a pepper that's a 9, same person. Then you have a pepper that's a 9, but it's only going to go for 10 minutes. That pepper that's a 7 on the scale of 1 to 10 that goes for a half hour is going to feel a lot worse than the one that's hotter that burns shorter. That long does something to you. The longer it burns, it makes it hangs with you. This pepper has a long burn. It's got legs. Now the peak just started. It just came down. It just started on its way down. How weird, how weird, how weird, how weird. After this video is over, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna start taking notes based on what I've said. It's just silly to take notes now while I'm writing. But now my throat's not burning at all. My tongue still is though. I'm still getting the throbbing on my tongue. It's just a weird pepper. Really is, it's just a weird pepper. All right, so it's coming down. It's pretty manageable. I'll tell you something, though. You get a chili head, and you have them eat those 4 peppers I just ate. Try watching them talk. See how they do. This is a unique pepper. There's something that has some very strange qualities to it. I hope you're not sick of seeing the Warthog. I'm just so fascinated by it because You know what? If you go back 4 years, it wasn't any different with a Primatale. I got a Primatale. It was always an exciting day. My mouth, I'll tell you what a strange pepper. Those little piglets. That burn is all over the place. It was on the sides of my tongue for a period of time. It was just in my throat for a little period of time. It was just on my tongue. It was just on the tip of my tongue. Now it's in the very strip, the middle strip of my tongue. I know that sounds weird, but I'm telling you, that's where it is. It's a weird pepper. Is it the hottest pepper in the world? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, that one I ate the other day with the chocolate Primatale, nothing I've ever eaten in my life, pepper form, has come even close. I've had extract that's burned me hotter. But as far as a pepper, that was the most insane burn. Like I've said for a long time, my superpower isn't eating hot stuff. It isn't. It's being able to do this effectively after I've eaten hot stuff. I couldn't talk after that. That's unreal. That's bizarre to me. So I'll figure this out. After this video is done, I'm going to take some notes. I've been writing notes about this pepper. It's weird, and I'm really interested for more reviewers. There's been a couple guys that have done it, but I want to know if everybody gets this pulsating quality. Does everybody have this peak that sticks around? Or is this unique to me? I don't know. It's not around long. It hasn't been around long enough to really know any of these things. But if years from now, like a couple of generations from now, everybody's getting the pulsating burn and everybody has that long peak, we have the most exciting pepper in the world. Whether it's the hottest or not, I'll tell you what, you get a rogue one, you're not going to ever touch anything hotter, as far as something that can grow out of the ground. I don't know. I'm blown away by this pepper. It's just a weird pepper. It is. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. The Warthog Trials continue. I got another box of pods coming from Matthew. I can't wait to see what he's got. I'm telling you, they're just so weird. Now, I still have, these are all warthogs, all right? Piglets, baby warthogs. These are piglets. This is the next challenge. I'm out of, I still have 2 peach, and I still have a couple yellow Warthogs that are in spectacular shape. I'm sorry about beating you guys up with a Warthog. It's just the most different, the most bizarre, the most exciting pepper to come around since I've been doing this. I've been doing this for a while. Interesting. Fascinating pepper. Let's have a great day today. Can we do that? I love you guys. In the description box, you're going to see Matthew Arthur. By the way, it doesn't matter what country you're in. He's paying for the postage. It's bizarre. I'm sending him like a bunch of stamps to help him offset that because he pays for the postage. Sending it to a different country, he eats that. Do you guys understand? He's paying you to take his seeds. What a fantastic man he is. Like Johnny Appleseed, he's Matthew Pepperseed. Spreading the pepper love all around the world. What a guy, though. What a guy. So I'm trying to sort out the Zoom thing. I'm an idiot with technology. Matthew and I are neat. We're about the same as far as our technological skills. But I'm going to figure out how to do a Zoom call today. And we'll do a Zoom call soon. We're going to have a talk. You know, he's my friend and I like talking with him, but wow, it's just such a weird pepper. The hottest those got on for me right there was probably got to a 6. My ears are burning. It's it's not a strong endorphin rush. I think if I ate a couple more, it would have been. It's another thing. The times that I've been burning really bad with the with the Warthog, and I get the endorphin rush, sometimes the endorphin rush is so strong that it just kills the pain completely. This offsets the pain a little bit, but it's not wiping the pain out completely. So it's just, I have a lot more. I think I need to eat a lot more of these to really get a handle on them. Like I've eaten 1,000,000 7 pots. I've eaten 1,000,000 Reapers. I've eaten so many ghost peppers. So many brain strains. I mean, I have so many of them. I haven't eaten so many warthogs, and I need to eat so many more. I kind of feel like I know the pepper. Do you know what I mean? If you've eaten one, you don't know that pepper. If you've eaten 10, you don't really know that pepper yet. I know that sounds silly to say, but I've eaten a bunch of them, and I'm still figuring things out about this pepper. It's a very, very interesting pepper. Is it the hottest? I'll tell you what, that one I ate that day, unless it comes from a dropper, I hadn't had anything hotter. It is what it is. That's the Warthog, people. Matthew Arthur. You can still get seeds. It's still there. Send them a self-addressed stamped envelope, and you're going to get some seeds. If you look, an unprecedented third Keith Lego reference. Keith got his, left it in the comment section. Once you get your seeds, put it in the comment section so everybody else can see that Matthew Arthur does what Matthew Arthur says he's going to do. I love men like that. My dad said words matter. And to Matthew, words matter. And more importantly, sharing pepper love matters. Can you imagine that? Getting the pepper that... Like, I've been doing this a long time. You know, there are so many... Did you realize if you're a grower, don't you want to be the grower that grows the pepper that destroys me? Don't you? I mean, I have a reputation for having a high tolerance, right? So every grower wants to be the grower that sends me a pod that destroys me. And Matthew did. It's pretty fantastic. Anyway, thank you, Matthew Arthur. Thank you, Carla. In the description box, Matthew Arthur. On the bottom, my son in the lifeboat. Up on top, Pepperology. And all the challenges I've done. I love you guys. I'm still figuring this pepper out. I'm Johnny Scoville. The Warthog Trials continue. This is Chase the Heat.